Well, good morning. This is number 48 of 365. I missed 44. A glitch in the matrix. I start in 5. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. It is me, Paul Carpenter. This is number 48 of 365. I missed 44, so I'm having to redo it. And this one is now called A Glitch in the Matrix. A Glitch in the Matrix. So, I was watching this really cool documentary last night about how the mathematical possibility of us living in a simulation is actually quite real. And that whenever you see a moment that is like a premonition or a dream or something to that effect, it's sort of kind of the Matrix way of being found out. Call it serendipity or synchronicity. And so it makes you go, how is it that is? Now, if you just think about the complexity of just the universe alone and how we alone live within this kind of little tiny model of this massive thing that's 14.5 billion light years. 14.5 billion light years. Big. Very big. But then if you go down into the small stuff, right? Like into the atoms and you get into quarks and you get into weird shit, like the God particle. That's weird shit. And then you think about the pineal gland and you think about DMT and you think about weird other places. That's weird shit. All of it, in my opinion, places for the mind to understand that no matter what we do and no matter how much we try and learn, we'll never really understand it. That the thing is so big and so expansive that it's mind-numbing to even try and come anywhere near a full understanding of what it is that we're inside of. I mean, it's absolutely mind-numbing. So it's like, what is it that you're supposed to do? Oh, crazy Paul. And in my opinion, because I've heard this in the Jewish folklore, that no matter what it is that you do in your life, you will always find this creational source, this thing that doesn't make sense. You always get there, no matter what you do, whether it's science or math or cooking. You come to some place, and I think there's a word for this or a phrase for this, which is when you start to realize that you know nothing, even though you've studied something your entire life, and you come to the understanding that the nuances of the thing that you know are so minuscule that to anyone else who sees it wouldn't understand it. And they'd just be like, what are you talking about? You used this type of pepper. Like on the seasoning for something. I don't know, that kind of idea. And then you're like, oh, you can't tell the difference? My palate over the years has gotten to the point where I totally understand the feeling and the taste of the difference, and you don't, and that's sad to me. You know what I mean? And you're like... And it's but they just don't get it because they're in their own little world. They're on their own little thing. They're going off into their own seasoning of how to do a better weld on a bead, like the bead of a weld. Supposedly, people who can do that really well get paid really well and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody has their own weld to wield. The point being is that I think that to get in is to be completely involved. And so far involved that you finally disconnect. And when you disconnect, you're really connected. And I know that just sounds like some garbled weirdness wrapped up in a bunch of BS, but I think that that's really the essence of it. there's like this idea where you're just in flow, and in the flow is the connectivity to the thing that you're trying to create and become and flourish within. And there's something that happens when you're there that becomes what they used to call genius. You know, it's like this other thing that's outside of you that connects to you, that helps you make whatever it is that you're trying to make more beautiful or more palatable for others. And they feel it, or I don't know, it's like there's an unexplainable thing that happens that is part of these little tiny things that are the thing that I'm trying to explain. That there are these little moments. Look, a friend of mine who just came in right now, his name's Samuel Dorman. I met him on a bus from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and he needed 4 shekels, which is literally $1. And we have this little thing where we say to each other, 4 shekels can change the world. And it's not the matter of the money, right? It's the matter of the conversation that was had. It was the matter of the friendship that was made. And it wasn't over $1. It was over an experience. And there's something that of that moment, there's this awesome, unexplainable force that places 2 people together to have that moment. Because either one of us could have had a really bad day, or we didn't want to talk, or whatever. Everybody has their moments where they have their own little thing and they just are in a mood, right? And so that could have been either one of us on that bus that day, and I could have just been like, fucking shekels. But it didn't happen that way. And I think that also is part of the beautiful part of this whole thing, is that we have choice. And living with the intention of a child that expects nothing and is amazed at everything is truly the way to, experience this thing that we're inside of. At least that's the way I get it. I'm not sure yet. Look, please go out in the world, do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't do something nice for yourself, it does start with you. So I don't know, if you don't want to do something nice for other people, go take a bath or eat a Snickers and don't be hangry. Number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff that's in this world, because then that's all you think about is the crazy stuff, and then you're no use to yourself or anyone else. And number 3, if you would not mind, please like, share, subscribe, send this out to somebody, push the like button, push the button for when I'm going to post stuff, because I also post all these videos on YouTube. I have a Patreon, please, /Patreon Mentally Hip. And then also, if you want to buy cool stuff because you're into weirdness and tarot cards and gemstones and stuff like that, and little flies that pass by the camera, then go to themysticalspace.com. That's my website. It's a little Shopify store trying to make money, support this dream of mine to support your dreams. Wow. So, if you would not mind, please take this into consideration. I really appreciate you watching and sharing and just hanging out with me. And I love you so much. I will see you all on the other side.